And we are live.
And we are live. Maxx squared, bro.
Yep. Do you want me to call you Robbie for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to be like Maxx. It might get confusing to people.
You know me as Maxx.
Yeah, I know you as Maxx.
You met me as Maxx.
Yep. But now you're Robbie, so.
Yeah. Should we start there where we met?
That'd be fine. That's cool.
We'll start from the beginning. So
that I was a shithead in high school, I guess would be the way to say it.
I don't even know if you really were a shithead in high school. You were younger than me, so like, you know, I don't know your shit, like really know your shithead tendencies. No, but you were, I think, a freshman when I was a senior.
Was a freshman, yep.
You were the only other Maxx.
Yeah,
to my knowledge.
I mean, in life, have you come across any other Maxxes? I really don't find
one. One.
That's it. Are you Maxx or Maxwell?
Maxx.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, Maxx.
Which is also, yep.
Sick, dude. We're so cool.
Yeah. I don't know what made my parents do that, but maybe laziness. I don't know. Maybe laziness. Yeah.
Yeah. I get asked a lot, like, are you Maxwell? Are you Maximilian? Or you know?
Same here. That's the most common question. Like, yep.
No, I'm Maxx. But yeah, I remember you. Really, football.
Yep.
It was football.
Yeah.
You know, like you were a freshman, and then we won't get into it, but I remember coming to my house.
Yep.
And had a moment.
You were the party house. That's correct. Right?
I was definitely at least one of them.
One of the.
One of my buddies had the real party house.
Nice.
There was a couple, but like my one buddy, he was like the party house, and then I was kind of like your second or third option. But I always had people over. I tried to avoid the big parties.
Yeah.
Just cause.
Yeah, it's probably safer. I mean, back then, even though it seems like it was like just yesterday, it's probably better that way because just from a liability standpoint and all that stuff, parents don't like that anymore.
Yeah, but when you're in high school, you don't give a shit. It's just place to drink.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But yeah, and then you had a funny moment at my house, and it's funny because that has always like stuck out to me. I've never talked to anybody about it. Maybe a couple of my buddies, but it was a moment. And then, we haven't really. I don't think I saw you even on social media for years, bro.
Yeah, and then it just became Mad Maxx.
Then you became Mad Maxx.
Mad Maxx overnight. Yeah.
So we're both from Westwood, and then I want to get into your story a little bit. So like, Closeout Bats.
Yes.
Family business.
It is a family business.
How long it's been open for?
So yeah, this is what me and my dad go back and forth. We fight about this, but he started the business in 1992. Okay. So the Closeout Bats story is very much his story as well as my story as well. Mm-hmm. So he started in 92. I'll leave out like the boring stuff, but he was an Easton rep. So if anybody knows baseball or softball, like Easton is synonymous with baseball and softball. He was an Easton rep, and he was selling products to stores like, Mr. Lee and Sports Expert. Everybody knows Sports Expert.
Oh,
that
man.
was the place. Yeah.
That was a spot.
Funny
it's not
story.
There anymore?
It's not there.
It's not.
And him and my dad are actually really good friends. I've gone out to dinner with Mr. Lee.
Oh, that's
His
awesome.
son actually has helped us on weekends. So Mr. Lee is actually like, he's a funny guy.
He's a legend.
He's a legend, and he's not what you would, he's great. I can say it now that the store is closed. He has a lot of people fooled that he is this nice little old man. He is very much a degenerate. So
that's the best. I love to hear that, bro. I love to hear that because he really was like the quiet guy.
He's the quiet guy. And you're just like, oh, he's so nice. He's so cute, but he is very much like the best person on earth,
that's
honestly.
fantastic.
And his son's cool too, and all that stuff. So he was selling to stores like that, and then whatever happened, he saw kind of the handwriting on the wall. Like we were talking about, life's all about, obviously, some people have it, some people don't, right? And they make decisions and they just go for it. And he saw the handwriting on the wall, and there was a gentleman who he was selling stuff to down the store. We call him Uncle Cliff. He's also degenerate. A lot of degenerates. A lot of
closeted degenerates.
He was a cop in Belmar, but also degenerate. I know that's hard to believe. But so he said, Roy, you got to get on eBay, right? And my dad's like, eBay? Cliff's like, what are you talking about? Like eBay? You mean East Bay? Like, you used to get the East Bay catalogs and stuff like that. Circle all the stuff you want.
Yeah.
And
I love those magazines.
Yeah. And he was like, you got to get on eBay. So my dad's like, what the hell is Cliff talking about? So he made the decision he was going to leave Easton and he was going to start selling on eBay. And he was like, at the time, the only one that was selling on eBay. It was all like, you went on eBay looking for a baseball, softball product. It was a good chance that it was coming from him, and he was selling it. So he started in the garage of our house. Then he moved to a warehouse in Moonachie. A friend rented him space. And then the building now that we're in is the old O'Shea's building. So if anybody's a Westwood or Bergen County historian, O'Shea's was the big like sporting goods store that they were selling stuff. They had a store in Westwood, a retail store. They had a store in River Edge, and then they had a warehouse in Westwood.
O'Shea's, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So he went into that building. And then again, this is all while I'm in like grade school and like, middle school and high school. Then in high school, I started working for him, and I started, like I said, I was a shithead. So I was, we would clash at times and stuff like that. All my high school friends would work there. So we had a lot of good memories, a lot of good times working, just helping out customers and stuff like that. And the story is like back in the day, because he would be busy during the day packing orders. It was just him packing orders and another guy and answering on the phone, ringing off the hook and stuff like that. And he launched the website, Closeout Bats. Was getting orders, like he was one of the first people on, the internet selling baseball and softball. Obviously that has changed now today, but he was one of the first. So like just getting orders. And then when we would work in high school, it was like our hours for walk-in are 3:30 to 6. That's it. That's all. And people are like, your hours are bizarre. Why is it 3:30 to 6? He's like, well, that's because the only time we have available. Maxx and his friends, we would take if anybody's a Westwood guy, we would take the 4 bus from Westwood. I don't know how we finagled it. My dad and mom were kind of able to finagle it that like, hey, we need 4 bus passes for me and my friends. So we would take the 4 bus down to right over like by Old Hook, get dropped off. Everybody would be like, what are you guys doing on this bus or whatever? And we would go to work at the warehouse, and we would help customers. 3:36, it was like shot out of a rocket. Like it was like everybody would be, the line would be waiting out the door.
Really?
Like this like exclusivity and stuff like that. Everybody would come in and grab their stuff, and everybody would complain about the hours and be like, this is what Roy wants. And then I went off to college, and then basically went for 2 years to Bergen Community. And then it was like, I don't want to, school's not for me. Like I said, I hated school. I wish they taught this stuff in school. I watched you set all this up and stuff like that. You'd be dangerous right now. If you had a leg up like that, you would be like lethal. Like
I know, bro. I figured a lot of that stuff out on the fly though. I saw it early. I saw a lot of stuff early, but I also was desperate to do something.
Yeah.
And so figuring a lot of things out, it was like, it is what it is. But yeah, dude, I mean.
Yeah, if they just taught you in school, like, how to do a checkbook, how to do all this stuff. It would have been like, I could have been way more prepared for life and stuff like that.
The structure of school is, a whole other topic of conversation. You know what I mean? I mean, if it prepared you for life, it would have been much more beneficial. Like I think you can agree to this when I say it, I've learned so much more from life itself, experiences, and failing and all these different things, and then like asking people who have had successes. Like I've learned so much more. There's nuggets that I get, from school, but like,
not at all. Not at all.
You know what I mean? Like I'm definitely not dissecting frogs, bro. But that's for some people. So I guess, some people latch on and it works out for them. It wasn't, I'm with you when it just was not. I dropped out of school too. So I totally get it. All right. So I want to go back to this eBay thing. Hold on. All right. So he hears about.
You didn't even know all that, right?
I actually, this is full transparency. Yeah. Like I knew you worked at Closeout Bats. I didn't even know Closeout Bats was in Westwood. I swear to God, I didn't. I just would follow from a distance. You know what I mean? I'd see you pop up, but I didn't really know. I didn't. Again, we're grades apart.
Yeah.
I didn't really know your background. I didn't know your parents' background. My bats that things I bought, I went to more times than not.
You're going to say the 4-letter, you're going to say that bad word, Dick's? Or,
no.
Mr. Lee.
Mr.
Okay.
Lee.
That's fine.
No.
That's fine. Yeah.
No, 5-letter word. No, so I would go to Mr. Lee. And so I was pretty much like everything that I went for. I mean, everything sports related. Unless it was shoes. Shoes I would dabble. Sports Authority. You know what I mean? I remember Sports Authority was clucking.
So when I was, another funny story, when I was awful in, school and just, not really getting my shit together, my dad said, you can't work here anymore. You have to go get a job at Sports Authority. So I got a job for like a year at Sports Authority in the shoe department. Yeah. Awful experience.
I wonder if you sold me any shoes.
It was the worst experience ever. It was like awful.
You didn't have fun?
I didn't have fun. And then they got bankrupt a year later. So I was like, maybe I was causing that. So.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. It was like sports. I always think like the big ones, like Sports Authority, Models. Dick's not so much. Dick's I'll go to now, but more for like golf stuff. Like I'll poke in.
I just go into Dick's and just look around. I just lurk, and then people usually see watching me, and then they're like, "What? Oh, what are you doing?" I'm not looking. Like I'm not. They're like, "You're closed on Sundays or whatever." And I'm like, "There's like, we're just getting an idea so we could come back during the week." Like I'm like, "Thank you." Yeah,
that's smart though. I mean, if you're going there for some like understanding as to what it is that they're doing, or are you just people watching?
Yeah. Well, anytime we're like in an area, like my wife knows, like it's like you got to go to Dick's. Like, she's like, just go, like get it over with, get it out of your system. You know, like we were in Florida. I'm like, I want to see what this Dick's is like in Florida. The one in our area though, like so obviously being in the industry, knowing about the different tiers, like the one on Paramus is like an A-level store, and then like the one I went to in Florida is like. That's like not a C-level store. Yeah. Like they got like, whoa, this looks a little different.
Probably like sporting good, like fishing, right? I can imagine.
It's just very like like all the gloves have camo on it, and you're like, this is Florida. Yep.
They play into the demographic for sure.
Exactly.
All right, so eBay, he comes across eBay, and when you say he started selling things on eBay, was he able to do that because of his relationship with Easton, and was he like buying wholesale?
So he set it up where he was leaving Easton, and then he started buying like just strictly closeout stuff. Because at the time, the mass merchants would screw,
and that's
like
Closeout Bats.
Yeah, that's Closeout Bats.
Keep going.
So they would like screw the mass merchants, like a Sports Authority. Sports Authority would be like, yeah, we need like 50, like the numbers would be insane. You would be like, they would be like, we need X amount, and you'd be like, I always make this line. Like, there ain't enough baseball players and softball players for that amount of product. Like there ain't enough people playing in the world to sell that much stuff. And that's what they would order, because they would just, you know, some guy behind a desk would be running a report and be like, we sell this really well, but you sell this really well between the months of February and April. You don't sell this really well in October and November and all those different times. So he would be buying that. You know, at times he would be, you know, like before we had like the ability to obviously take a warehouse in, he had a good relationship with people he would sell it to. So he would send it to places like in the Swing. So if you remember in the Swing, if anybody's listening to this, is like a Bergen County throwback. This is a wildly Bergen County episode. But yeah, so that's some of the places like a sports expert he would send it to. Sometimes he would send it to the house and stuff like that. But at that time, at my again, I'm like in grade school, like I had no interest in this stuff. Like I was like, whatever. But obviously learning about it now, you know, it's super cool, and it's super obviously awesome to hear these stories that he used to tell and stuff like that. And also the only thing regrettably that he didn't do was take pictures. He should have been taking pictures along the way. Not until he got into moon hockey did he really start taking pictures and capturing this type of stuff.
But he got to the internet first.
He got to the internet first.
So you can't have it every which way.
Yeah, he got to the internet first, but now there's obviously massive amount of people on it. Yeah.
That's why storefronts, brick and mortars don't really, you know, they don't thrive the way they used to.
Yep.
I mean, I've been on Amazon 4 times this morning.
Yeah, we sell on Amazon, so it's kind of like they're our partner and our competitor at the same time. So it's like that's the way of the world now.
Do you get more sales through your website, or do you get more sales through Amazon?
Definitely Amazon.
Definitely Amazon.
Definitely Amazon.
Are you at the top of the list in Amazon? I've learned a little bit about Amazon and the inner workings of it.
Yeah, we're pretty full throttle into Amazon. Okay. So we make sure, like, obviously our reviews are all tidied up. We, you know, have obviously, you know, we do a lot more FBA stuff. I'm sure people listening are like, what the hell is FBA?
I know it. So just you from probably know this.
Yeah. So FBA we do. Yep. We sell some stuff merchant, but some of the manufacturers like don't let us sell FBM. So
explain FBA for
So FBA is when you send in your product. So say I get bats, I get 12 bats or whatever. I send 10 to Amazon. We sticker them. We send it off to Amazon. Then Amazon would be the ones that would be selling it. They're basically taking hold of our product. And then if Amazon doesn't have it in stock, or if they do, okay, say Amazon doesn't have it in stock, you like literally, we move right to the top. So when you go to Amazon, you're like, oh, I want to buy XYZ. People probably don't even know who they're buying it from. I obviously know who I'm buying product from on Amazon because I'm trained to look, oh, this is from Amazon or this is from XYZ, like seller. Sometimes they're price gouging and stuff like that. But so we would send it in. We would move up to the top of the list. Sometimes it's a rotating buy box when it's, you know, Amazon has the product, and obviously, you know, it's no different than, you know, like gambling or something like that, the house always wins type of thing. But, you know, then we would sell the product. Then they would give us a report. Oh, we sold 10 products in like 24 hours if it's a hot product. We need more. Feed the beast. And it's a completely different
system.
It is the wildest system to me.
So, and when you, so in your world, so like, and this is my understanding, like very high level. I don't know the inner workings, but I do have a buddy who manages a bunch of big businesses in their Amazon accounts and like how to boost them and get them into the spots and the FBA and all that kind of stuff, right? So when you say they're rotating, that's numerous bat sellers.
Yes. So like, for example, a new bat just came out, and I brought props because I'm a prop guy. Like the new Dub, for example, from Easton. This is a new $500 bat that came out. Easton's promoting the hell out of it. It's getting rave reviews everywhere. I saw Barstool posted it last night saying like first $500 tournament bat, and everybody's going nuts for it. We sent in a bunch of those. Nobody else kind of sent it in. There was like 5 other sellers. We're just selling it pretty well right now, and we're selling it well in our store too, so we're kind of getting the benefits of both places. So we need to kind of manage that inventory where it's enough for Amazon, it's enough for the store, and it's enough for the website too. It's
a lot from an like an accounting standpoint. It's good to kind of wrap your head around that and grasp it, because you're right. That's my understanding. So and that's why I know like there's people who do Amazon selling, and they pick like a product, or they create a product that is niche, but it's viral or it's something, or they're early in on it. And if you see like through the analytics that it's doing well, but you're one of 5 people versus one of 100 people, that means that so it's considered at that point an Amazon sale, like it's Amazon, right?
It's Amazon selling,
and they're cycling through, so they're going to give the first one to you, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, and then it rotates back around like a round robin, right?
Yes.
Cool. That's my understanding. So, and I know people have done very well on Amazon by just being ahead of the curve.
Well, this is kind of like, again, we talked briefly before, like life's all about obviously, making that decision. So it's kind of like we saw the handwriting on the wall. Websites kind of, you're competing with everybody on the internet. You're competing with the manufacturers selling this stuff. So it's like, they're not selling on Amazon type of thing. So it's like the next evolution of selling. I mean, it's like literally, visually picture this: you walking into the mall and looking for a product, and all the stores sell the same product, and you just pick which store you want to buy it from based off of reviews or based off of that price and that type of stuff too. So
the strategy behind it is really like, okay, we know we get X amount of, we know we get this amount of traffic to our direct website based on who might know us, who goes to us directly. Organic, Google us, whatever it might be. So you need enough inventory there. The margins are in your favor. Differently, at
times
it's
different.
Relative.
At times it's different. At times it could be a higher end bat. Obviously, you want to be selling higher end bats versus the $100 bats and stuff like that. So, but we still sell the $100 bats. So there's like not a. There's always a bat for a player out there. There's always a glove for a player. It just depends on how into it we are, type of thing, right? Are we a rec player? Are we a travel? Does our life consume baseball and softball? Or our family vacations based off of, when I do some of my reviews, I'm like, if your family vacations are going down to Georgia to play baseball, well, this is the bat for you.
When you do your reviews, just to pivot for a second, because you just said it, like, because people don't know you've created like a personality on social media, and it's amazing. It's fantastic. So when you do those, do you see more traffic to your website? Is that something that is it more so just to get your name out there? Like what have you found to be the biggest benefit of your virality?
All local stuff.
Like coming to the
store, that type of thing.
Do they want to see you?
Yeah.
Do people come in and like, oh my God?
People do take pictures and stuff like that. Like I said, it wasn't the plan to be popular with 12 to 13-year-old boys, but here we are. So in a good way, that type of thing.
People take pictures. If you asked me when I was in high school, like would people be walking in, I love it though. It's amazing. It's good, bro. It's good. The content is fantastic. And I could, and I'd imagine, right? People walk into the store and they purchase, like if you could be busy there.
Oh, that's what you would prefer.
What you want.
That's what we would be busy all day, every day, that type of thing. We would rather be all walk-in based type of thing than all over online and stuff like that. So, no paying on shipping, no fees and stuff like that. So definitely great point. Robbie, great point.
I'm trying to dig a little bit.
That was good. That was good. You slid that in. This guy is a great podcast host.
You're great. You're a great, you're a great guest, bro. It makes a lot of sense. And it's crazy because the business storefronts that are clucking, they're so unique nowadays.
Yeah, everything's specialty store.
Everything's specialty, and everybody's sifting online. Yes. Convenience is everything. Yeah. People don't want to even get out of your house. COVID made it even worse. Yeah. So like the more and more I can stay in and get what I want, the better. I mean, grocery stores. I mean, people are buying their groceries and getting delivered their groceries. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah.
But Amazon definitely cornered the market in a huge way. They're not the only service, but they are the only service.
Well, we are a unique, obviously, place. Obviously, to show the Westwood love and stuff like that. We are a destination spot. So if you're driving here, think about the area that we live in, the Bergen County area, the Bergen County bubble. But like you have, again, growing up, like I was just speaking to, I forget her name. I'm sorry.
Maddie.
Maddie.
Yeah.
So I was like, she's like going to school, I think in Morris County. And I was like, did you think about Rockland community? She's like, I did not. And I'm like, did I just stump your mind? She's like, yeah, you did. I didn't think Rockland, I thought Rockland was a lot further. So like when you're in high school, you're like, Rockland's like a different world. Like you're like,
close.
It's stupid close.
It's close.
Yeah, it's really close.
Yeah.
So you have Rockland County people coming, you have Westchester people coming, which is a whole nother world and stuff like that, right off the Palisades. So like you've been to the shop. So it's like they come off the Palisades, they go through the Closter area. They're like, where the hell am I going to go buy a bat? Somebody in Westchester told me I got to come to this place in Westwood. And then they're here and then they're like, oh, now I see why I came here. You guys have everything type of thing.
So do you, and would you give credit to your online presence?
Yeah. So that's the interesting thing. So it's more, online presence. So the name and stuff like that, and the social media posts and stuff like that too. Yeah. Oh, I saw you on TikTok type of thing. So we were like, not the first one on TikTok, but we were like one of like the only bat shops during COVID, like doing wacky TikToks and stuff like that. Sometimes making a fool of myself. And sometimes I involve my dad in it. Sometimes he'll come in where he's like yelling at me. He's good with the voiceovers. I'm like really bad. Like that is not, know your strengths, right?
Know your strengths.
The voiceover stuff. Whoa. I am like the worst. He said, you're the worst voiceover person in like the history. I'm like, I know. Like my mom.
Some people have that voice.
He has it. My mom was in a video too. So we did one of my favorite videos. Because you like store it. I got one of those photogenic like memories where my mom favorite video, and I've reused it sometimes, and we've shot it again, the Wolf of Wall Street one. Because like that's
I don't know if I saw it.
It's like a daily conversation where he's like $20,000 for one dinner, like, and it's like always like the same thing. My dad's like blaming me, like tell him about the sides, Or she comes in because she's the bookkeeper, so she's doing like the bills and stuff like that. She's like, you guys ordered what? And I'm like. It was him, and then he just points the finger to me. So it's like that's a daily occurrence there. Like always, when the Amex bill comes, like everybody's like, "Max, you better go next door. Like you're about ready to get like chewed a new one." So
You know what though? I got to give you credit because it is that extra lift. Like I am very passionate when it comes to almost anybody wanting to do anything, being very focused on social media. Right? It's like no matter what it is, no matter what your business is, no matter what it is you're doing. And the reason I say that is, of course, yes, everybody lives on the internet. And of course, everybody's going to want to consume whatever it is you're putting out there through finding you from, because everybody's got a phone in their hand. Almost, it's like one of our appendages at this point, right? It's like an extension of who we are. But at the same time, and especially since COVID, people are yearning for, like real and feel good and family and, genuinity, authenticity. And so like when you can sell that and it's real, it doesn't come across manufactured, because that's what the big businesses are doing. It's wildly manufactured. They're actually, they've lost touch with the community, with, various different things. And this goes at the highest level, from government to politicians to big business to everything. It's so manufactured. They have it down to a science, but they've lost touch. So I pick up on, I can understand why what you're doing works.
Yes.
It makes a lot of sense. And subconsciously what it does is, even somebody from Westchester, they want the experience. Yeah. They see this. They want to feel like almost this is an exclusivity. They get something out of
like
it.
I'm part of the,
I'm part of the community. Building your community. And if you have to do and build it through social media, fine. But the goal is to actually make it real. The goal is to make it, when they walk in, it's like you, and it feels right.
Like you're the guy from the video. Like I was not expecting to see you. So before our time, obviously our parents probably know, but like Crazy Eddie. So like Crazy Eddie. So obviously he was an actor, but like that's what the Mad Maxx character is like based off of. The Crazy Eddie, like deals coming at you. If anybody's watching this, like, go on YouTube, watch Crazy Eddie commercials. That's where Mad Maxx came from.
So how far off is the Mad Maxx character from Maxx the human?
Oh no, Maxx the human. It's pretty similar. It's pretty similar. Like similar. It's like
It's your inspo.
It's just like the reviews. Like so, I was doing reviews, and I would be like, not that I was boring, I was just be like, hey, this is Maxx from Closeout Bats. Like we're talking about XYZ product, and like so one of the guys actually there, credit to him. He's like, you know what you need? He's like, you need to be like loud. He's like, you're a loud person. He's like, when we hear you coming from like the other, like you could be next door and we hear you yelling. Do that in the video. Like people will love that. And I was like, yeah, I think you're onto something. So I won't do it here because I'm going to blow out your ears here.
You're gone.
But it was like, I did it in the first video and everybody's like, whoa. Like the comments on YouTube were like, my ears are like I was not expecting that. And it was like awesome to see the comments and all like that type of thing where people are like, dude, like talk like lower and stuff like that. But yeah, it definitely did work.
It worked.
Now there's times when the videos are shot early in the morning because that's the only time I have. And like, maybe I'm not really too into it, but it's like, so people started reading into the reviews and they were like, does Maxx not like this bat? Because he wasn't as loud. Like he wasn't as loud in this video. And like we're like, dude, we shot this at like 4 a.m. Like whatever. Wow. Yeah.
So you got to turn it on. You have to make sure it's turned on.
It's always turned on.
You need you need your Red Bulls.
I do need my Red Bull. Heavy Red Bull addiction right here.
Heavy Red Bull. Maxx came here with a Red Bull in his hand at 10 to 11, 11 o'clock. And he's sipping a Red Bull. Fine.
Yeah.
I'm a coffee guy, but I do like a Red Bull from time to time.
I'm like an anything guy that could give me like a
jolt. Yeah. So you come in and you were like, yeah, you know, I drink about 7 of these a day. I'm like, 7 Red Bulls? I'm like, how many have you had already? He was like, this is my third. I'm like, bro, it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Third Red Bull. Yeah. But kind of checks out.
Yeah, absolutely.
kind of makes sense.
It's like the secret weapon. Like it's like crack open the first one and it's like take the first sip. It's like we're ready to go. Like, this is the day right here. So
let me ask you something. So, you know, obviously right now it's baseball season. Business is obviously booming. You know, I'd imagine leading up into it and then throughout the season, you know, you get a lot of traffic. What is it like when you guys are off season? Like, how does that work? And what are you doing to, you know, are there other services, other products that you guys sell or?
No, so it's only baseball and softball. The slow months now, like it's changed now. Like, don't hate using that word, but like COVID changed things, like the cycle of when people are like buying stuff and whatnot. But like we used to be like slow in July. It used to go like really dead, like watching paint dry. July's still somewhat slow, but it's like the back half of it. People are going on vacation. You know, they're obviously making plans for the summer and stuff like that. So July, the back half of July still is slow, but it's not as slow as it used to be. But October is like watching paint dry. Like October's still really slow. Obviously, I mean, it's crazy because like October's like, you know, when you think about baseball, it's like that is primetime baseball. You got the MLB playoffs going. It's like in your face. So that's kind of slow, but like we use that time. My dad actually goes away for like half the month. He goes away and like, cause he can't stand being here, which actually helps because then, you know, I guess, you know, whatever the saying is, it's like when the warden's away, the inmates kind of start to play. So we kind of have some fun.
Is that a saying or did you just make that up?
I might've made that up, but we
I like that. I'm going to use that.
We have, it's like when the mice or whatever, you know, that saying, but
I get the idea.
Yeah. That couldn't come to me, but so, yeah, we have some fun in October. We do like different projects and stuff like that. We like painted a foul pole in our warehouse. So we do stuff like that, like some housekeeping stuff.
Okay.
But we still get shipments in, getting prepared for the year and stuff like that. And then November comes and the first 2 weeks of November are also as boring as October, but then boom, it's holiday season.
True.
So you get kind of busy for holiday and then you go right through. And then January, the first 2 weeks are somewhat slow. And then January, it's here, like right there. And then right after Super Bowl, it's like, shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
So it's busy. It's early days. So
during the slow months, do you double down on social?
Not really, but I do have enough in the tank now where I could probably die and we'll be good for like a month. So I got like 30 in the hopper. Yeah. I just need to plan some Roy ones, like you know, weekend at Bernie's, like just sit in this chair type of thing, just in case. So so we can keep this going for at least like a year.
Yeah, I feel like it could be a really. I mean, I don't know. It's totally up to you, but. Do you go dead on social media?
No. I do a bunch of I stay active. There's new products coming out. You keep people
involved.
Yeah, there's new products and stuff like that. So there's like a manufacturer
deals and things too.
Yeah, there's deals, and the manufacturers come out with like some like limited edition. I was explaining to you briefly when you came to the store, like, hey, it's like sneaker culture now. Like everybody wants something that they can't have.
That was interesting when you said that. So like, because obviously everybody knows sneaker culture. Yes. Everybody understands it. And nowadays, and I guess you know, going back because when I growing up. I don't remember bats being like, especially when I was a kid, but like bats weren't the biggest thing. Like you had Easton, you had Louisville Sluggers, you had things like that. And it really wasn't until, what is it, Cobra? Was that a bat?
Cobra.
No.
Maybe.
What was the bat that was separated by like a little plastic piece?
That was an Easton Stealth.
So stealth and then
Cobra.
Yeah, that's right. So I was right. Am I right?
Somewhat. I mean, yeah.
Oh, it's not Cobra. You're saying
Cobra.
okay.
Stealth Cobra.
Stealth
It's
Cobra.
like, synonym, right?
It was. I was thinking stealth. But then it was the DeMarinis.
Yeah, DeMarini. Yep.
DeMarinis were the ones when we were in high school. It was like, oh shit, you have the DeMarini. You know what I mean? And if somebody walked up at the DeMarini, you were like, oh god, they probably rake. But so explain now. It's almost like a commodity to have a certain.
Everybody wants what they can't have. Like, so when like, I mean, they got real smart with it too. So they like cater to the boys and they cater to the girls. So it's like actually pretty cool. I actually enjoy talking about it. So it's like the boys bats they come out with. Boys like pink now. I'm sure,
bro.
I'm sure everybody knows this.
Can I pause you real quick?
Yeah.
So I'm home and watching basketball. My wife is sitting there, right, and she's not a sports.
Big Knicks win last night. Yeah.
Huge Knicks win, bro.
I'll tell you a funny story about that too. Actually,
about last night.
Yeah.
What a win, bro.
Yeah.
What a win. I was going nuts. But anyway, my wife watches sports and she out of left field was like, I don't like this whole like pink shoes and all this shit. Like I don't get it. And in high school, like if you didn't match to your uniform, it was whack.
Yeah.
You were whack. If we were red, black, and white. So like you better have black, white, or red, black, and white shoes. And that was it. Yep. There was no going around it. You were actually corny if you walked in with like blue, navy, right? And it always matched. But I'm around the culture and understand it too. Like, these young kids, it's neon. It's, they're wearing a lot of crazy shit. They're wearing like pink socks with neon shoes. And so keep going relative to the way the kids see sneakers is the same way that now they see bats.
Yeah, so they see bats like that. Like if you walk into the office and you see like the batting gloves and the gloves, everything's pink, everything's blue. You're like, which side is the girl's side and which side is the boy's side? You're like,
completely.
Those are the boys' side. It's like
blurred.
Pink and teal and purple, and it's going to be a hard crash when that stuff like dies down. But right now, it's popular. I mean, still the most popular glove is like our Nolan Arenado glove, which Nolan Arenado, if you know anything about Nolan Arenado, like he likes the plainest glove possible. It's our number one. It's a all tan glove. It literally like dads come in, they're like, this looks like a glove from my era. Like,
why is it the number one glove?
It just sells the best. It just
is it the best glove?
I mean, it's a good versatile glove. It's a 12
it's a random person, Nolan Arenado. I know
he's a stud. Was a stud. He's old as hell.
It's just he just happened to come out with like
he has a glove that's like 12-inch. It looks really cool. It feels good on your hands, type of thing. So people kind of gravitate towards
it's known as the
it's
thing.
Like known, like, oh, this is a good glove type of thing, and it's not too fancy. So like the dad who's obviously controlling the wallet, right? Because the kid might think he's controlling the wallet, but like he's not.
Yeah,
like
hate being told no.
Yeah, so like no, you're not getting the pink glove. Like you're not getting the glove with like a comic book thing on the backside of it. Like no, that's not. You're not getting a flower glove. Like so you're gonna get that glove right there, and it's like okay, I'll get that type of thing. Like, you lost that one, dude. So
it's interesting though, because I do understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, and then the bats now they like number the bats and stuff like that too.
Like
so,
one of
but that's like I don't want to like rain on anybody's parade, but like so like if you cut open like a 31-inch. And then you'll see the number of all the 31s. They're all like the same type of like SKU number because it's like they're making the 31s at the same time. And then the 30, then we got the bright idea. Like this is after like 4 years of getting bats that are numbered for like limited edition stuff. You're like, let's cut them open and see. And then we cut open the 34 and it's like, oh, the 34, it says out of 3,000, like we have 2,800, we have 2,900. It's like, oh, those are like, okay, so they're just like running it off in size. So even if I wanted a 33 and I wanted a number 100, which I get, like ask the question, whatever. Yeah. Like it doesn't hurt if you're like, I don't think you're weird if you want a bat that's 33-inch and you want something in the 100 or you want your
Why does that matter?
It's just like cool to say like I got number 80 in the collection.
Like one of the first.
Yeah, one of the first ones.
Do they use them or is it like a collectible?
Oh no, you use it. You use it. Yeah, you use it.
It's so random.
And then the girls' bats, they've come out with like pretty like drink flavor bats. So like the Easton Ghost Bat is the most popular.
Oh, like the protein and...
Well, they came out with one called the Matcha and then the Pink Lemonade. Like for a boy, I guess you could do it, but for a girl, they like love that right there. Like it's the best thing
Caramel
ever.
Macchiato.
Yeah, I said like pumpkin spice. They need to come out with like a pumpkin for October right there, right? Pumpkin spice flavor, like bat type of thing. So that would be really big.
Let me ask something. Is there a world where you guys get into like exclusively making?
Yeah, so that's a great point. Yeah, so we do a bunch of like exclusive bats and stuff like that. So like Louisville BB Core bat this year has been the number one bat. We kind of doubled down on it. We did a whole bunch of different.
That was your bat.
No, it was like everybody's bat, but not everybody did like an exclusive colorway. So we did an exclusive colorway. We did like an all blackout one. We did a cotton candy one. We did like a pink lemonade one. We did a whole bunch of different colorways, and everybody then started to know. So like the people from Westchester or Rockland County or even Bergen County or Passaic County, we got to give love. There's a big bubble of people here. Yeah. So like they come in and they're like, oh, do you have the secret? Like, do you have the Atlas bats? It's like, oh, you saw, like, again, you saw on social media, you saw me, touching the bat and whatnot and doing that type of thing. So they come in, they're like, where are the secret Atlas bats? Like, come over here, like right here. Like, and then we go through the exclusive bats.
Do you sell them online too? Or is it only, you do?
Yeah.
And do they fly?
They do pretty well. I mean, these came out at I don't want to hate on the manufacturers too much, but like these were supposed to be here a little bit earlier, supposed to have Christmas, but we all know how that kind of world works. If you're in that world, Christmas becomes February really quickly, and February becomes March also really quickly, and then all of a sudden we're April, and it's like we're still missing a couple, that type of thing. So in a perfect world, it would have been great for holiday, but we'll try again next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So where do you go? All right, so you guys have a good thing.
Everything. Yeah, we sell everything baseball and softball.
Yeah.
We didn't carry cleats just out of respect for Mr. Lee, because Roy and my dad had a good relationship. So obviously anybody that would come in for cleats would be like, go see Mr. Lee up the street in Hillsdale. So
where is he now?
He's retired. He's just enjoying life, golfing.
Can you do cleats now?
He can't do cleats, but his son works with us. Like during the busy season, he helped us out. He's a chiropractor. He doesn't just work with us. Like, I know it's like sometimes like people, you work at Closeout Bats type of thing. They think it's like, a level below, but like he does help us out just when we were really busy. And he was the cleat master this year. He was awesome. So,
okay. Yeah. So now you do cleats?
We do cleats now.
Now you do cleats.
Now we do cleats
because he's retired. Got you. Okay.
We were actually, my dad and myself, we were his last customer in the store. So
really,
yeah, we went to the store on his like last day that he was closing, even though he kept saying he was closing like every Saturday. But like finally, it was like, you have nothing in the store. Like, what are you going to be selling? He's like, I close this Saturday. So we were the last customers in his store. So we bought like a belt or something like that. Yeah,
belt. Do you still have it?
I don't think so. We probably put it back up and sold it. So it's not nailed down. We try to sell it.
Yeah. What's next? Like, where do you have a good thing? It's obvious, right? Like you are the spot when it comes to baseball, softball. Like you're definitely the spot. Yeah. Where do you, besides social media, which can continue to elevate you guys, like what do you see as like the next venture? Do you have anything in the works?
No, nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah, nothing.
Are you trying to think of things?
Not really. No.
You're good.
I think we're solid. People have talked about like other locations and stuff like that, and like that's not.
I don't think that would be.
No, other locations are like you hear about all the time. I mean,
you're franchising yourself out,
but you're kind of like a restaurant guy, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that? Yeah. So like, I mean, people always talk like restaurant. It was good when it was the original location, but now it's the second location.
It's oftentimes like that.
Yeah, it's like
more times than not.
I don't know what happened. Like, not the same chef type of thing.
When your hands aren't in on it, like you guys are going to still be in Westwood, and it's trusting that you have the right employees, it's trusting the right people to run the business, it's the right energy, it's the right everything, but I mean, do you guys like anything outside the box? I'm curious because he feels like with social media, with like you kind of have a market, like especially around here, you have you've kind of cornered it to some degree. Right?
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, nobody's opening up a baseball softball store. Yeah, it's like the manufacturer wouldn't open them up anyway.
It would be stupid. It'd be stupid. What about like, do you ever like?
That's why I'm on the podcast. You were gonna come up with ideas, right?
I'm thinking of them right now. I think
honestly, it's just like
what about hosting like a baseball tournament, like
that's
a weekend
what somebody
baseball
actually
tournament?
just said, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, we used to do like shows and stuff like that. It's just like people come to Westwood like to see Roy and to see myself. Yeah,
I got one.
Yeah, go.
What about just doing like get all the like a home run derby?
That would be cool.
You get like the top.
We used to do something. So the Bergen County Classic charity, there used to be a charity in Bergen County at Leonia, and we used to sponsor the home run derby. So like we've done stuff like that and whatnot. We do like different wacky things. So we do like launch parties for bats and stuff like that. So like you're gonna have to be at this one. This one's gonna be fun. So it's called the Hype Fire Pool Party. So it's a pool party theme. It's got like, waves on it, and beach theme on it. So the Westwood Fire Department's going to bring down a pool and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
nice.
It's going to be a fun day.
At the store?
At the store,
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be like we call it like launch party type of thing.
Yeah.
So people enjoy those launch parties, and then, we order pizza and stuff like that. And
pizza can always.
Everybody loves pizza. One time we had a launch party.
No pun intended.
Yeah. One time we had a launch party, and one of the kids were like, oh, where's the pizza? I'm like, bro, we to get pizza this time. Like, just, you want the bat, or like, come on. Like, you can't have everything.
I'm trying to think like what you got, because everything has a time. Everything has like a moment in time, right? It's like, I don't think you guys are going to go anywhere. It seems like this could
19 years. That's what Roy says. 19 years, and then he's retired.
Oh yeah. Where are you at now?
We're year 1.
It's got 18 more years.
It's got 18 more years. Yeah. And then
year 1?
Yeah, year 1 of like the 19-year retirement.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I was going to say, what the hell happened? Yeah. You did all that in a year? All right, so 18 more years to retire.
That's what he said. Then I'm done too. Like,
you're going to be done too.
We're a package, bro. Like, we're a package.
Wow.
Like, that's it. Like,
what's next for you then? What do you want to do?
I'll go work at like Apple or like Starbucks or something like that. Like, get one of those jobs.
I could so see you.
Yeah. At like Starbucks.
I don't know why.
I'd work the morning shift.
But crushing though.
I don't know about crushing.
No, I could see you like being personable. Like at Starbucks, you have to have an energy about you. You have to be like personable, and I get frustrated when I go into a place and they're moping around and shit. Like, I'll go get a coffee from a bagel shop if that's what I'm going to Starbucks for the ambiance and like the feel. You know what I mean? I could totally see you crushing, writing some ridiculous, because that now they write on.
Yeah, they write there. Yeah. Having fun with it.
Yeah. What do you have ambition outside of what it is that you do? Or are you like, this is my life? This is my life.
I mean, I love it. So it's not kind of what if you would have said this to me in like high school, I would have been like, I don't know about that. I want to go do something else or whatnot. Like,
I could see you pivoting in a few different ways.
Yeah.
Like, if you staying on brand though, you know what I mean? Like, I could see you creating, like, social media has seemed to be a really good niche for you, and you're good at it, and you have a personality. And if you stay into the sports baseball space, even if it's in like Bergen County, New Jersey, I could see you doing like a YouTube channel. I could see you doing, speaking on various different things, bringing aspect and knowledge. I could see you doing it.
Yeah, we used to do like wacky TikToks with like, we would like make fun of like not the customer, but we would be like a ridiculous parent would come in with the big face. If you've seen that filter on like TikTok, and like he would be like asking like dumb questions, like, like the bat would break and be like, I didn't know this came in like 2 pieces or whatever. But the issue is some customers would come in and be like, I don't want to be on the video. Like, they would be like kind of gun shy. They would be gun shy. They're like, don't use, they would ask like a dumb question, and they would know it would be dumb, but and they would be like, don't use that in the video this week. And I'd be like, all right, I won't. So I stopped doing those because I felt like it was like not really like, it was like they were getting kind of gun shy. That happened on like multiple occasions. So
not everybody's comfortable with that.
Yeah, I know.
Not everybody's comfortable with that, and I respect that. But I just see, it's a family business, right? Yeah. So it's your dad.
Third generation screws it up too. Third generation.
I just don't see.
That's like a rule. We talked about the restaurant rule. Yeah. And third generation always screws it up.
I think that's a very good observation. Yeah. Something to really, unless you could break the mold, but how you could do it. But I agree with you. Yeah. It becomes tricky. Yeah, I could just see you continuing to build on your personality and turning it into a lot of different things. And with social media and with the world and with everything and with your background, now you have a resume in a space that's like, again, it's a niche space. Yeah. There is a lot of opportunity. It depends on what you want to do. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see you guys like continue to take it there. And I want to, now that
we always kind of like hover around that line. There's like an imaginary line of like what you can get away with and what you can't. And we always sometimes like,
it's good though.
We might step over it.
But you have a foundation.
Yeah.
The thing is that you have enough of a foundation where even if you ruffle feathers, you're going to have your community going to, I'm crushing the puns right now, going to bat for you, bro. You know what I mean? I could see it. I just see you guys continuing to have fun, continuing to bring life to the industry. I think it's good. I think it's refreshing. Well,
that's what people do. So again, not knocking my competitors or anything like that, but like anybody could just be like, that's on sale today, type of thing. Like how lazy is that to kind of do type of thing? Like,
unless it is the best price on earth, or exclusive in a sense that you only have these things.
Yeah, be lazy with it. I don't care. Like, who cares?
Yeah, because it's going to be sold.
But it's like, if I'm like, get behind these different launches and stuff like that. If the manufacturer's making the effort to be like, this is this launch and that launch and type of thing, it's like, get behind it. Like, have a little fun with it. But I mean, credit to us, but also like their loss on not doing it, because it's like almost like too easy to not to like, it's like right in front of like pool party. Like, how am I not going to have fun with that?
Yeah.
You know, I spoke to you about like this bat that's coming out, this golf themed country club bat. Like, how am I not going to have fun with that?
Yeah.
Like, that is going to be,
I'm in on that.
Yeah. And John Lee's going to be in on it too. So like, we got a good crew. Gary, who's the golf guy. Yeah. Gary actually worked in, you know,
at Closeout Bats. Yeah.
So there's been a lot of different workers along the ways and stuff like that, but there's been, you know, a good crew there type of thing. We have a good crew now, a lot of different personalities. Sometimes they don't always get along. Sometimes things get heated.
Life and business for sure. So that's what it is.
Sometimes I'm guilty of getting a little bit more vocal and a little bit louder than, you know, that type of thing, but
it's your family business.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
You don't want to play that card type of thing.
No,
like
you don't.
Like the gentleman you met, Matt, there, right?
Yeah.
Like,
he's cool.
I mean, that would be, he ain't gonna watch this far in, so I could say anything I want, right? Like, if it was the first 5 minutes, I'd be like, Matt is a great human being, like that type of thing. But like, I've known him like almost my whole like more like that type. Like, he literally came to work in 2010. I graduated high school in 2010. Like, I mean, I'm gonna be 33 next week. Like, it's like he's like seen me grow up. He's seen me be that shithead kid to that adult life with my own family, and sometimes I'm still that, you know, shithead kid type of things. But, you know, like, his kid's literally graduating high school. I was at his kid's 1-year-old birthday party.
Wow,
like, that is like, you know, so there's good history and there's bad, but the good definitely outweighs the bad. Let's say that type of thing. So
well, it's good. It's I mean, I the energy.
And at the time, I wouldn't have said that, but this is what maturity does to you, type of thing.
Well,
right? Like,
you're an adult now.
Yeah,
you can feel different. You can absolutely see through a very different lens.
Yeah,
and it's okay.
Yeah,
and it's also okay if they don't like it.
Yeah, and
it's also okay that they should probably learn, like, see it different too, based on all growing and being whatever. Like, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you 100% on that. You are not in the wrong, and just be real about the whole thing. Who gives a shit? I have a question about the bats in general, right?
Yeah.
What is your knowledge of, like, what makes a good bat versus a bad bat?
So, good bat and bad bat, like, there's different, like, rules and regulations. So everybody always wants to get a piece of, obviously, the bat. So, like, there's different standards now. So there's like USA baseball bat is for like your rec travel kids.
Okay.
And then there's USSSA. So USSSA is like your juiced up bats, like your tournament bats, like kind of the old Little League bats type of thing. And those bats are for like the club kids. You play on a club team. Different where it gets tricky is different travel organizations. So like Westwood, for example, they're going to go to Cooperstown this year. So Westwood has a Cooperstown team. In Cooperstown, you could use those tournament bats.
Gotcha.
And some of those travel kids might also play on a club team nowadays. Then there's BB Corps, which is the high school college standard. And then the high school college standard, they adopt that for 7th and 8th graders that play on the big field. So field size matters. How old you are matters, that type of thing. And then also, too, softball is like stupid easy. Like,
is it all pretty?
It's just you play softball. That's it. Softball. Like, you play softball is like, I mean, love baseball, but like softball is when a girl comes in for a softball bat, it's like, all right, this is fun.
Yeah,
like, it's just like
why? It's
just easy. It's just they don't complicate it. Baseball, you know, it's guys in charge.
It goes deeper.
Guys are in charge. You know, guys are idiots, right? Like, it is what it is. Like, they're complicating it. They think they're the smartest people in the room, that type of thing. Girls are just like, okay, you play softball. Okay, cool. You know, obviously there's a little bit more like how into it we are. There's a nice way to ask that, right? How into it we are. We don't want to just come out and go like, how much do you want to spend? Like, you know, that is very rude. That is not a great question to ask. That's obviously a question that we would avoid asking, be like, how into it are we? Right. Yeah. That's a good thing.
Because then, you know, you can gauge, you understand where you're going to take the conversation.
We play rec. Okay, we know you're going to be sub 100.
Yeah.
Oh, she plays travel. Oh, she plays club team for XYZ. Oh, I know that club
and
team.
And then if it gets into like the value, like what they're spending, do you then start to advise, like, based on, like, if they try to go low, like, listen, what you do.
Yes, exactly. Like, that's why people come there. Like, it's not like they just don't come there because we have inventory.
They're getting legitimate customer service.
You're getting customer service. Like, you know, like, I can't tell you, like, people are like, oh, he's in 7th or 8th grade. We're like, well, we know you play on the big field type of thing. Like, you play on the big field, you need this type of bets. They're like, oh, we didn't know that. It's like, well, if you went to Dick's, they'd be like, "Oh, here you go." Like, and they might give them like a softball
kids that
bat.
are just staffed.
Yeah.
So, what is the difference in the bat? Like, is it more pop?
So different like materials and stuff like that. So like the material also matters too. So like on the USA side of things and BB Corps, truthfully, this is stuff we would say to customers. So there's no, like, an alloy bat actually performs better than a composite bat because those bats are almost like dampened down where they're like restricted. They're they have to pass a USA test, they have to pass a BB Core test. You're gonna want maybe an alloy bat. Sometimes they go composite bat. We sell it. The composite bats are obviously higher in price, so sometimes that's way out of don't even do that.
So alloy's better than composite
in USA and BB Core.
Gotcha.
Yeah, definitely. Because
just the material? So
think about BB Core, for example. The BB Core standard, like a high school college kid, right? Like maybe not.
What is BB Core?
So BB Core is what here I have the back.
Yes. So good.
Yeah. So right here. So
all right.
This is the BB Core stamp right here, right there. So that's just the stamp that the bat has to have.
BB Core certified. I got you. So it's like FDA approved kind of a deal.
It's a certification that the bat has to have. Like, so if you went to a high school game or college game, it would have to have that stamp on it.
Or you can't use it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And is there like what makes the other bat illegal besides the stamp? Is it like
so the other bats are illegal because it has the stamp? Like, so it's all about the testing, the USSSA testing, right? For the tournament kids. It's like a joke. Like you could send in one bat of the size and one bat per size and be like, all right, just test this one. And they would be like, okay, yeah, it's approved. So then all the sizes are approved. With BB Core and USA, every size needs to be approved. So it's a little bit more like precise and a little bit more like we need to make this safer. We need to make sure
so it's like FDA approved.
Yeah,
it's literally
much,
like for food. It's the FDA approved of bats.
Yeah. So the BB Core testing, so like
it's a sick bat.
Yeah, so that's the combat. That was a limited drop, right?
Grip
is
actually fire.
And it doesn't. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it had plastic on it. I'd be like,
no, it has like a little bit of
stickiness to it.
Yeah, and like a stickiness and almost like a squish. Like
they have like a taper. Some bats have a taper to it, so people like that type of thing too.
I like this.
Yeah, so that's the bat next week. That's going to be coming out in the country club theme. Yeah, so it says not my first rodeo. We had fun with that one. That was cool.
You guys made this?
No. The company made that.
Oh, gotcha.
And then they released that into the market.
Fun on like promoting it.
We got dressed up in a cowboy outfit, yeehaw, and all that stuff. Like it was like a layup. It was like too easy to do that type of thing.
You're gonna make me want to come and do like dumb shit with you. I'm not kidding.
Anytime.
I might just start dabbling, right? Like once every couple of weeks, just put it on the calendar.
Robbie Maxx, hitting time.
Yeah, bro. See, I'm playing softball. Did I tell you that?
In Township, yeah.
First time, bro, in a long time. So I'm curious to see how it goes.
That should be fun. Although they buy the bats from us, so they're like, get the safest bats possible.
Cooney told me, he was like, don't buy a bat. Once he saw I was with you, he's like, don't buy a bat. We get all our bats from Closeout Bats. I was starting to they do the modified pitching now.
Yeah.
They didn't last season, but they had prior. And so I was like trying to get trying to get it down, and slowly but surely started to figure it out.
You don't want to wear a face mask. I think they give you the face mask. Yeah, they buy it. I got a
little gas on it, but I'm all over the place. I've never thrown underhand. What's the other bat?
So the other bat is the dub. The dub. So this is the
kids probably.
This is the one that Barstool just posted last night, and they went nuts about this.
$500 bat.
$500 bat. Yeah.
So $500. It's light.
Yeah. Well, it's lighter.
Well,
it's lighter than the BB Core bat. So the BB Core bat, the drop weight needs to be drop 3 on it.
Drop. Drop 3. I forget all these things. Like 33, 30. Right. Yeah.
It's not a math pod, right?
Yeah.
Well, who says that? People say that. Yeah.
Math pod?
Yeah. No, this is not a math pod. Yeah. So not a math pod, but BB Core is very easy to find out. It's just length minus weight. So if the bat's 31 inches, 28 ounces, it is a drop 3 bat. So bat, I don't know what I brought, but this.
Yeah. So 3 is only like high school and college.
High school and college. Yeah.
I remember that.
No, that came about when like we were in high school. Like it used to be a different standard, the BSR standard, and now it's BB Core.
Would this be a cheat nowadays?
That would definitely be a cheat. Yeah, that just came out last week. I was in Chicago for the launch of that, so I'm like really upset about that.
It's got the Destination Happiness peace sign.
It does. Yeah, it's cool.
This thing is sick.
Yeah.
So I know the color scheme gets the kids.
I went live on Instagram with that, and we were in Chicago visiting Wilson, so I was like so upset because like these launches like mean everything to me. Like you get emotional to these bats. You see the bats. Yeah, you see these bats.
Wow, it's poking right now.
You see these bats like 2 years in the making, and you're like, oh
you watch it all unfold.
It from literally like drawing to like creation to hey, here in marketplace and in your store. So it's like. This came out and I was like, oh man, I looked at the counter. I'm like, we're going to be in Chicago. So my dad's like, just ship one there. We're just going to go live at night. I was like, well, we're visiting Wilson. He's like, screw them. Like, we're just going to go live with the Easton bat. So they gave us a hotel room to share, which was like kind of shitty. Like, I didn't really like that. And like, it was like, I wanted to be in my own room and stuff like that. And so like we went, we went live at midnight. He's snoring, like sleeping.
The Wilson guy?
No, my dad. Yeah, my dad. So
I thought he got you with the Wilson guy.
No. So I'm like, dude, he's like, did we go live last night? I'm like, yeah, I deleted it. You were like snoring like an animal. Like, I'm like, you couldn't hear anything. And he's like, that really sucks. I'm like, yeah, it does suck. I'm like, especially because we shipped a bat out to Chicago, all this launch and stuff like that. It ended up doing okay, but it's like, you want to be like,
could you have stepped out of the hotel room
and go in like the lobby? I don't know if I would have felt safe going like downtown Chicago and type of thing. Yeah, it
true.
Been like, yeah.
Where in Chicago were you?
Just downtown. I don't.
Chicago's
really
cool.
Chicago's kind of. I don't love it in like this time of year because the last 3 times I was there was like 48 degrees and rainy.
Yeah,
like summertime I've been there, great place.
Great food.
Yeah, it's great in the really summer, but like in like this time it's like hit or miss. It's like 48 degrees. Here it was like 70. It's like, could we go back home? Like it's way nicer home.
We did what, like 48 hours you said?
48 hours. Those are the trips in and out, like in and out.
And this
like,
is to meet with Wilson for
next year's products, see next year's products type of thing.
Gotcha.
See them face to face, talk about some stuff.
How many of yous are there across the country? Like you're like
That's
how many?
Great question. This is great.
I'm just out here, bro.
I think there's probably about like 6 or 8. So there's like some highly competitive people that, sometimes we meet along the ways at these different shows and stuff like that. So I have like a buddy in Tennessee. His name's Lem. He's probably a little bit older than my dad. He's like my Southern grandpa. Like I talk to him like maybe once or twice. He's got the accent. He says white with the accent. I'm not even.
White?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I knew it. Yeah. I didn't want to say it at first. I didn't know for sure.
No, that's perfect. I wasn't going to try to do it. Like, he says that. I'm like, this is like a different animal. Like, I've never heard. I'm sure he thinks of me of like a different animal, like up here in Northeast, like New Jersey, like. But like he's like, I'm like, I've never seen one of those. Yeah. Like that's different.
That's amazing. I love the Southern accent. I almost wish I had one.
It would be cool to have one.
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be cool to have one.
It would. I feel like
we have an accent to them though.
I know, and I was just gonna say that, but like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it, but I guess it doesn't feel like it for them either.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Like he's like everybody around him talks the same. Yeah. So it's like we talk the same here, like that type of thing.
I just like the Jersey accent. Just like, I guess it does. Like it has a thing. There's a thing about the Jersey accent. We talk really fast. They have like the
really fast. Like sometimes on the phone when somebody calls from like Alabama and they're like talking really slow, and I'm like giving them information like, whoa, hold on there, fella. Like hold on there.
That is, I know the deal. Yeah. You really have to check yourself.
And then you give a nice roll tide at the end, and like that's kind of blown up in my face. I was finding for a while there, like when they called from Alabama, I was like roll tide, and like the female was Auburn. Like, ain't not here, not in this house. They're like, this is War Eagle.
Watch your mouth, boy.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, Jesus, is it a woman? Is it a female thing? Are they all War Eagles? Like, am I like
they're
missing
just passionate.
Yeah,
Southern. Like especially SEC stuff.
Have you ever been to like a college football game like that?
No, Rutgers is the only college football game I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Have you been to a lot of football games? Like, are you a big college football?
I'm not a big college football guy, but I live in Park Ridge now, but I'm still a Westwood guy at heart, right? Sometimes you can't take the Westwood out of somebody, right? I always joke around, but bunch of dads in town, they're not just a bunch of dads. Yeah,
let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Had no idea.
Yeah, it's funny how life works, right? So I've learned through working at Closeout Bats that like everybody in Bergen County actually knows everybody.
Or stalked and has an idea.
But you just can't you're like, that guy's an asshole. And they're like, that guy's my cousin. And I'm like, oh, man.
You gotta watch your mouth.
Yeah, I've done that previously. Like, oh, yeah, like, what do you think? And then they're like, that guy's my cousin. I'm like, oh, shit. So I stopped doing that. But like, everybody knows everybody, or at least it's like the Kevin Bacon effect.
Kevin Bacon effect.
Yeah.
7
we
degrees,
call it the Mad Max effect. Like, everybody kind of like, like if people are like, oh, you know that guy? Like,
yeah. So when I came to Closed Out Bats, actually, was it
Closeout Bats?
Closeout Bats.
Closed Out is 19 years from now.
Closed Out Bats. I like that. Closeout Bats. So when I think it might have even been prior to me. Like when you said maybe Justin Hawkins would be there, is what you said, or something like that. I was like, all right, whatever. And then I was there, we hung out, I left, and like within minutes he showed up.
Well, he stops in every day now. So,
that's what you said, right?
Stops in. So our daughters are the same age.
Yeah.
So we just were like, we started out as dad friends. I don't know if you have any dad friends or whatever.
Of course.
They don't like being referred to. I mean, I didn't like being referred to a dad friend. I'm like, what the hell is that? I don't want to be just a dad friend. I want to be like a friend. So like, I remember the first time I was at his house, I'll always tell the story. He was like, we were watching the Super Bowl, and he's like, because our wives became friends because they would always do like stuff with the girls. So he would be like, oh yeah, he was like talking to somebody. He's like, oh yeah, just like Caitlin's his wife. He's like, Caitlin and has like and Caitlin's friend's husband's here. I'm like, what the hell was that? I'm just like the husband. Then I became a dad friend, and then we took a Notre Dame trip. We all went to Notre Dame in the fall.
College
football. We all were like, let's go to Notre Dame. So we were like nobody, like we didn't know each other that well. Like it was like kind of like 5-6 months in. So we're like, all right, let's go to Notre Dame. Like it was October. Like I've explained, October is dead. So I went there. I actually lived the best October life this year. I was actually home for like 4 or 5 nights in October. It was Notre Dame trip into Yankees playoffs. Went to every Yankee playoff game. Wow. It was a good October for me.
Are those perks from being in the business, or
it would be? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it would be. So it was my wife hated me in October, but I loved every second of it. Of course That's how I would live every October. I hope going forward I could live every October like that.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So we went on the trip, and then on the way home, he was speaking to somebody else on the phone. Like I was always talking on the phone, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm just with some buddies. And we were like, oh yes,
I'm a buddy.
Yeah, we're like yes. And since then we have become really good friends, and he stops in Closeout Bats like every day for like just to come in. I'm convinced he uses it as like an office because he has a place. Shout out Valley Tent Rental.
Valley Tent Rental, man.
Valley is sponsor of this.
Sponsor, right?
Yes, yeah. Valley Tent Rental. Hopefully he mails you the check. So, so like he was. He's like, oh, he's in Midland Park. And then we kind of, not that we do similar stuff, but like we're both like, we both have obviously servicing people. We're both in the service industry. So he was like interested in Closeout Bats. He came down for one of the launches at midnight. So he wants credit where like that combat bat.
He always wants credit.
But like the combat was getting like a little out of control.
Yeah.
And like he was like, my dad's like, I'm sleeping in. I'm not going in at midnight. I'm like, I've seen this stuff happen enough times that I got to go in at midnight. So the orders were just kept coming in for this bat. And Justin's like, this is not my business. He's like, but you might want to kill this certain size. And I'm like, yeah, I think I will. Like, I didn't even hesitate. I was like, listen, like, I could have very easily, I want credit, of course. I could have easily been like,
will hold on to that.
I could be like, Justin, you know what? This isn't your business and you can screw off type of thing.
But that's a dumb way to approach anything.
So I was like, yeah, I think you're right, actually. Like, no hesitation. I was just like, yeah, I think you're right. So we killed it on the website. We actually oversold by like 3 or 4 pieces. It ended up being okay because we got more in, and all those people that we oversold, they ended up getting the bat and stuff like that. But like, yeah, he was like, this is nothing like I've ever seen before. I think he was a little disappointed, and I was a little disappointed. Nobody actually came into the store, but everybody was just ordering online. He's like, I want somebody to come in. I'm like, nobody is coming into the store at midnight, dude. Especially in like February. It's like, like this isn't happening.
No shot.
Yeah. But yeah, so we went to Notre Dame, and actually everybody's like, the big joke obviously with these guys is like, you get recognized everywhere. Like everybody knows Mad Max, like the Mad Max effect. I'm like, all right, like whatever. I'll lean into this one. So we go in Notre Dame, and like we go on the on-field experience type of thing. So I'm with 2 other guys, and of course Justin. He's like, "Oh, these guys are being cheap. Like we got to go into the locker room." We're like, "Justin, we looked it up. We can't go into the locker room on it was the Friday before a game day. Like you have to be earlier in the week. Like we're here Friday." Like he's like, "No rules apply to this guy." Dude. And he's like, so we got a picture on the field, and he's all pissed about it because he didn't get in the picture. And so he's like, so all of a sudden, like I hear like Maxx, and I'm like, these guys are. I'm like, what? I'm like, who's calling me? I turn around, it's like people from Bosco. Like they went to Bosco. They had 2 boys, both played at Bosco. Great people. And I'm like, they're like, what are you doing here in like Indiana? And I'm like I'm here with guys, like my buddies. Like we're watching the Notre Dame game, and he's like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Like I went to Notre Dame, and I'm like, I think I remember that, but like whatever. Like kind of slipped my mind. I'm like, this is wild. And they're like, that's crazy that we came all the way here and somebody and they recognized you. I'm like, yeah, that is pretty wild that actually happened. I'm like, I can't make this up. Yeah, I can't make this up.
You're that guy.
It's just like everywhere, like in town and stuff like that. Like we'll be walking and my daughter's like, how do these guys know you? I'm like, they come into the baseball store. Yeah, that's how they come in. So
you're that guy. Yeah. You weren't Mr. Westwood, but you're that guy.
Mr. Westwood.
We'll get into Mr. Westwood in a second. No, but Justin, so when I came in and then you called me and I came back, I had to come back because
of course.
I hadn't seen Justin in years. I worked for Justin for a while. This is before he bought the business, but I worked for Justin for a while. And so I was in a lot of box trucks with him, lugging around a lot of tents. This is like during my college years job, maybe like a little bit out of college as well. A few years I was working at Valley Tent Rental. With him and Ryan, shout out Ryan too.
I know Ryan too.
Yeah,
so it's pretty funny. Like that's funny, just dude. Funny how life works. It's like, he's a little bit older than me. He's a little bit older than you, but it's like kind of like, I don't know, just
when you get older, none of that shit even matters.
I know, but it's just like our personalities just kind of mesh type of thing. Like like we always joke like our wives are a little bit wacky type of thing. They're kind of like together, we have each other.
You got somebody.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like makes life a little bit easier. Like he's also as miserable at like the tricky trays as I am. So yeah.
Oh my God, I just did a tricky tray at Zion. It was actually lit. It's a lot of fun. Very hot though. No AC.
Oh really?
But it was good. Shout out to Zion. So my kid is so.
Oh, that's where he goes.
Yeah,
that's where we're looking for the younger ones. Yeah, so that's actually I've heard good.
It's
things
good.
About
it's good.
One.
It's been very good for him. They've all been fantastic. The tricky tray is lit. Everybody brings their own booze, and it gets interesting. But it's a lot of fun. But yeah, Mr. Westwood. Let's go back to that, and then we'll wrap it up.
Mr.
So Mr. Westwood, we did touch on it a little bit when we
that
linked
deep
that.
In my brain right there.
We're pulling that thing right out. But all right, before we even get into it, and I said this to you when I saw you when it did come up, and I forgot that you were. And mind you, I'm a senior, right? So like looking back. I remember you were in it, but like, I didn't at this. I didn't. If you asked me who was in it, I probably wouldn't have said Maxx, right? But yes, I do remember that you were in it. You were the only freshman that went out for it.
Like only freshman like ever, they said.
Probably.
I don't know if they kind of just,
it's ballsy,
like,
bro.
Yeah, it was just like whatever. But that's like kind of like, it kind of checks today.
Do you know how legendary that would have been if Mr. Westwood was a freshman?
Well, I mean, they told me like before I went on, like, I don't know, like delusional thinking like, oh, I'm going to win this thing or whatever. Oh, it would be cool to win this. Like I remember one of the teachers being like, no freshman's ever going to win. So like,
it's just not going to happen.
Try your best, have fun. And I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Like right before I go on, like
terrible timing.
Like, could you have like maybe told me like after, like that type of thing?
What
like,
teacher? What teacher? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Oh, it's a terrible move.
Whoever was running it, like I don't
remember.
Yeah, like
terrible move.
I'm gonna say Miss Sagona. I don't think she was the biggest fan of. I don't think she was the biggest fan of.
Throwing Miss Sagona under the bus, bro. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. She was a sweet woman.
I just remember her like almost. Like, I think she was in charge of it. I can't even remember. It was It feels so long ago, but so like like close. Like it was like
I remember you were in a Speedo. I do remember that.
Everybody went in a Speedo.
I didn't go.
I thought I was the only one that was going to be in the Speedo, but like everybody, like I think 3 out of the 4 were in the Speedo. Yeah,
at least probably half.
Yeah,
definitely in a Speedo. But tell everybody what you did.
I did the Nick Lachey, I lip synced that song, so it was pretty badass. Like it was good. I thought I could have. Yeah,
it's pretty badass. Really, really badass, bro.
I remember. Yeah, the Speedo. I don't remember the questions. I remember the questions.
I think we all botched the questions. I don't think anybody did well.
It was a dumb part. Like it was like nobody should have done the questions. Like skip that part.
Yeah,
right?
It was one question. Yeah, and it's funny having Ricky on as well. And
that's what made me think about it. I watched the episodes because I gotta dial in.
He was a little hurt from that too.
Was he really?
Not hurt. Nobody really. Even looking back, like you don't really.
I remember he was just talking shit to me like all week. Like when we would see each other in the hallways, he's like, "You're gonna lose" or whatever, and I'm like,
"Loser."
Yeah. And I'm like, what is this? Like, I
don't even know you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like effing like Ricky Ryan. Like I'm like, yeah.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, you're going down, dude. Like,
part of it is like a popularity contest too.
It's pretty
you know
funny.
What I mean?
Like, yeah.
But no, I mean, listen, respectfully, I don't think anybody put on a show the way I put on a show.
It was good. It was
very good.
Flash
and we were, and I talked about it. We were lit.
That's what he said. Yeah.
We were lit.
Yeah.
Like that was the first time I ever disclosed that ever, bro. Because it doesn't matter now.
I pretty much knew. Like,
we were lit, bro. We were lit. It took a lot to get. It would have. He probably would have done it anyway. But like to squeeze Anthony into Jen's mom's dress and have him walk me out and then get slapped in the face. Yeah, we needed to be a little bit, that was a lot of fun, dude. But I think I was the last Mr. Westwood, and they did it one more time.
Bring it back.
They should bring it back. Should we host it?
Destination.
Should we go host
Destination
it?
Happiness and Closeout Bats host. Yeah.
Sponsored by, powered by.
And Valley 10 will probably,
wow.
He'll have to get it. He'll
just turn into it. We can even make it bigger than the high school. It could be like this, like
right out here.
Yeah, bro. Like a real gathering.
I mean, there
vendors
would be, people would be into it.
What?
I mean, it was a great time.
Like a real Mr. Westwood. You give it to same deal, high school kids. That's who gets Mr. Westwood.
Yes.
But you do it where it's like community oriented, not just contingent to the high school. Let them come out, enjoy themselves. You know, you have, like I said, vendors. You get people that, you know, that would be
1950s is there.
Like a music performance, a host. Like you really could turn that thing up.
It would be interesting because like it was one of the like better memories in high school. Like it was a good memory.
It's a core memory.
Yeah,
it's definitely a core memory, bro. It's definitely a core memory. And who gave me so prior to that year, the last Mr. Westwood prior to that was like 2001.
Yeah, why'd they bring it back? Like, what was the thought process on that? Did they just know that they had the right personnel? Like, there was going to be like you and like 3 other seniors that
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what made them do it. I just remember when it came up, like none of my friends were going to do it, and I was the obvious choice of our crew.
It's something in the name Maxx that would be a little bit more outgoing, a little bit, type of thing.
They're just all, they're, you know, when they, performance-wise, it's on a field or a court or on the mat. It's not like, that was like a precursor for what my life wound up becoming. And I had no idea it was going to become that way. But yeah, so listen, catching up with you has been awesome.
I hope I get invited back.
No, you're definitely going to be invited back. I want to do something too, like as the time rolls, probably sometime maybe late summer or something, like we'll do some sort of an event where I bring like some of the guests back, you know, let everybody meet each other. Because especially now gearing up and pivoting
hopefully
a little bit.
Ricky Ryan doesn't like yell at me or whatever. Like,
it'd be a great conversation. I will have to mic all of us up, dude. You know, like a stereo. We'll do like a UFC poster.
Yeah. Ricky Ryan.
Yeah.
The rematch. Even though both of us lost, like.
Yeah, you're fighting for like second place.
Second and third place.
Yeah. Winner gets me. Winner gets me. No, but it's been super cool catching up with you, bro. Like I love everything you're doing.
I love the shirt.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Had to wear it. Matter of fact.
Oh yeah. We're gonna trade swag. I love trading swag.
What color do you like? White, black, yellow?
Yellow's cool.
Yellow's
cool.
The smile?
With the smile, yeah. Look at that. I'm not gonna have to give it back after. I'm not gonna. This isn't just for the podcast. I'm gonna be like, hey, there you go.
No, that's your hat. That's your hat. Destination Happiness, bro.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, we got to do. You know, what would be sick.
What would be sick?
Down the road, if it's possible, like a DH exclusive bat.
Yes.
Yeah, like with all the yellow with the smile.
Yeah. You could do it on a wood bat. Wood bat would be
wood
cool.
bat, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I don't even know where to begin. So that's something we could talk off camera and in due time. Maybe like next spring or something like that.
Easton has done like clothing lines, like so it's for like mental health awareness.
Yeah.
And it's like it's actually pretty cool. Everybody like calls me like lame for like not like everybody that works like what you of course would like that shirt, but it's like because it's meaningful and it says like it's like everyone goes through rain delays. I thought it was pretty
that's cool.
It's cool, kind of clever.
That's very cool.
Yeah, that's what I said. So one of them ordered it for me, and they're like, "You got to wear it." I'm like, "All right, thank you."
No, that's sick, dude.
Yeah. That's what I think of when I think of Destination Happiness, though, because I've been seeing the Easton stuff, and they've been like doing their own clothing line for Mental Health Month, and I'm like, it reminds me of that Destination Happiness.
Yeah, I would love to do it, and I would do like even all proceeds go towards something. You know,
change it to like a baseball. You know, yeah.
It takes me no time. I could do that.
A happy baseball, a happy softball.
Yeah. Or like a mitt.
Yes. A happy mitt. Yeah.
Wow. We could really mess around.
I know. That's why you had me on. I know.
It was all part of the plan, bro.
I can't believe I was like the 5th one on the list, though. That's actually, I heard that.
What do you mean the 5th one on the list?
You're like, I was going through the list. You're like, and you were like the 5th one.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. Because I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I'm going through Westwood. So a lot of what I want to do now is like give back and do like, you know, Westwood business, highlight them. And where, you know, I'm curious. What is the story? I've been here for 36 years, you know, breaks in between, but like, this is my home.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of staples here. You know, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of staples. And so like, I'm thinking of all the businesses in my head. And again, I didn't know.
It was in Westwood. We're close to Emerson. We're close to Emerson.
I just didn't know. I didn't even know where you were. I swear on everything, bro. I had no clue. It just didn't cross my mind. I figured you sell bats online. I didn't even know. Obviously, you had a storefront. I knew you had a storefront. I just didn't know where. Makes sense. It's Westwood. I just never thought of it. And, so I'm at the filling station, the new spot in Westwood.
Oh, I've heard good things.
It's good. It's very good. Yeah. It's very good. So I'm at the filling station, right? And Justin Gallo, Gina Gallo, and Anthony Calandrillo, they were there, and we were all chopping it up. And I'm talking to Gina, and Gina's like, "Yo, I love the podcast, and like, you should get on some Westwood guests." And I was like, "Oh, you know, I've been thinking about that." So like, I'm going through the people, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I spoke with Conrad's, and I spoke with Westwood Prime Meats and Lapore's, and." So we're going through like who I should get. and she goes, "You got to get Max Zittimer. You got to get Mad Max.
Mad Max.
I'm not editing that. It is actually who you are, bro. I'm Max Padula, so if it makes anybody feel any better. So yeah, you got to get Max. He'd be so good. And it like clicked. You went at the 5th person. You, matter of fact, you jumped to the first person. So let's go, bro.
Okay,
let's go. You're actually the first
Westwood business.
Westwood Tech, right?
Yeah, maybe. No, because you had Sogno coffee on, yeah.
Yeah, but that was not.
That wasn't part of the Westwood.
Kind of. He is. No, it is, but that for different reasons. But yeah, you technically are the first of and I'll say it now. You're the first of the Robbie Maxx podcast.
Ooh.
You're the first real guest outside of Big Worm if he shows up. We'll see. We'll see, because I'm waiting for Big Worm to come here now.
Big things coming.
Big things coming, bro. The Robbie Maxx podcast.
This is cool. Just driving down here, Westwood, thinking about all the Westwood memories and stuff
it's a
like
lot,
that.
Dude.
Yeah, it's good. Westwood has a lot of core people that...
It does, dude.
Yeah.
It does. And I feel like there's enough to build this up. And I can always sprinkle in all the people that I know, that I've met in life, and people I'm interested in, like, of course. But, like, I'm here. And I think it's a really cool way to, do something here, make it more like, like in pocket. It's just more in pocket. It makes more sense. It feels right. To be honest with you, it just feels right.
As long as you enjoy doing it.
That's it, bro. Yeah. And I really, really do. I enjoy getting on. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy like an hour and a half of learning more about you. And, I'm interested in people. I've always been very, very interested in people. And, getting outside of the music industry and always putting on a show. This is like, it feels loose.
Yeah, this is good.
So I appreciate you coming, man. This was super dope. Put that hat on, bro. What the fuck you doing?
Well,
I don't give a
headphones.
shit. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. With the headphones on, or
Yeah. Hold on. I want to do it like this. Yeah.
Robbie Maxx podcast.
The Robbie Maxx podcast, bro. But yeah, Destination Happiness, powered by Destination Happiness. Clothing line still in the mix. We'll talk bats. We'll talk gloves.
Yes.
I would love to do it.
Well, we're going golf outing.
Golf outing.
There's going to be a ragtag crew of degenerates. I love it. Who I align myself with. So.
I absolutely love it. No, you're super dope, bro. Really good catching up with you.
Really good catching up.
You know the vibes. And on that note, we're out. Till next time. Continue to embrace your journey, bro.
Yes. Yeah.
Always.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Duh.
That was good. That was great. Yeah, that was good.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
It's a celebration, elevation, no more contemplation, no hesitation. This my destination.